So Shana Tova.
Shana Tova.
You're getting better with that. One more time. Shana Tova.
Shana Tova.
Beautiful. And that's Hebrew for a good year. Because we are in the midst of the days of awe. We are in the midst of the Jewish high holy days. Last week, we started off with Rosh Hashanah. It's how we kick off the days of awe, this process that we're going through for 10 days. On Rosh Hashanah, we were celebrating the new year, the celebration of the creation of the earth, the celebration of the creation of us, being given gifts of co-creation. We enter into a process where we're opening ourselves up to all of the resources that are there for us. All of our people, our ancestors, our angels, all of the spiritual resources that are there to help us release and purify and open to the oneness of being able to be with God. In this process, we're taking a very close look at what it is that we need to release, that which gets in the way of us being able to be one with God. And then we come to Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement. Sounds fierce. When Akiva and Lisa Ann were here last week, they were telling us about how it can be fierce. Sometimes referred to the affliction, we're going to be afflicting our souls, where in the tradition, one abstains from food for 26 hours. You don't wash. You don't apply any lotions or cream. You don't wear leather footwear. And you abstain from marital relations. Yeah, Akiva was telling us how that's all a little difficult for him. We were teasing each other last week, had a lot of fun. I was made an official Rebbe, by the way, last week.
An official what?
Rebbe.
Oh, Rebbe.
Huh? That's what he said, wasn't it what he called? Okay. So, on Yom Kippur, in addition to those afflictions, people spend the day at synagogue. In fact, they attend 5 different prayer services, make up the Yom Kippur celebration. But all of this process is about us getting clear about that which separates us from being able to be one with God, having it be our intention to want to remove those, setting our intention to want to be open to God and all of His and her love, all of those blessings, all of those abundance that's there for us, and only we keep ourselves from those. And it's about asking for forgiveness. So I've spent a lot of time thinking about all of this in the last 2 weeks. And this process, to me, kind of resembles the 12 steps in a lot of ways. And I was asking myself the question, why, we're here in this process, And we're kind of like doing everything that we can do. You know, like the Serenity Prayer says. We got to do all that we can do. But then, as we all know, there's a point that we get to that we can't do it all. And for me, and perhaps for some of you, there's some that I just can't do. No matter how hard I try, no matter how hard I work on it. There are these places, and I know there are my places of woundedness, places that I've been wounded, that it's just so hard to not go there. And I can't do it myself. I need God. I need that love. I need that grace. I need that help to remember who I really am. I have to be loved and forgiven for those shortcomings, for those places that I'm blocked. And I'm called to trust and have faith that God is there. And even with those difficulties, I'm going to be able to continue on the path of being inscribed in the book of life for another good and sweet year. Another year of growing. Another year of evolution. Another year of healing. Another year of experiencing my heart opening more and more to God's love and all of His and her blessings and abundance. So if you're not already doing so, I invite you to join me in that process. And we're going to be doing a forgiveness bowl ceremony in just a little bit, where we're going to be having you place into the forgiveness bowl those pieces of paper that have all that you want to release, all that you want to be forgiven for, all the people who you want to forgive, all of your human frailties that get in the way, and trusting and believing that in spite of all of that, we can set our intention for that to be released. In this case, it'll be burned up outside and allow that energy to be released and float up to the heavens or wherever it's going to go. So that when we leave here today, when we blow the shofar, I'll try to do as best as I can.
Doing better than anybody else here.
What's that?
Doing better than anyone else here.
I've been practicing a little bit. When we blow that shofar, that we have the absolute confidence and trust and faith in our loving God that we are going to be inscribed in the book of life for another good and sweet